Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Gabriel, and today we're doing another twin flame energy reading. This reading is meant to be timeless, so no matter when you find it, no matter where you're at on your journey when you find it, there is a message for you here. Today we're going to be pulling from the Psychic Tarot for the Heart by John Holland. And I've already shuffled, so we're just going to go ahead and dive in. First card is Coming Together. Yeah, you and your twin flame, as you walk this journey, are coming closer together. Again, this is for anyone on this journey. If you found this message, it's for you. This may not mean that you're coming together tomorrow. I just want to preface that. But it does mean that as you do your inner work, as you walk the path of your journey, you are naturally coming closer to your twin flame. Even if you don't see it on the outside right now, even if it feels like everything's messed up and they'll never talk to you again, if they're your true twin flame, that is not the case. You do have to do the healing, but as you heal, you will naturally come closer to them. You may not see it for a little bit of time. You may be healing for some time, but when you've healed it at the core, you've healed the blocks that are keeping you in separation, you will be together. You can't help it. You magnetize each other. You have no other choice but to be together because that's your natural state of being. So trust the process and know that you are coming together with your twin flame. The next card is Change Your Focus. Yeah, you don't get your twin flame by focusing on them. Sounds like a radical thing. Sounds like, oh, well, don't I have to law of attraction it? Kind of, but it doesn't work by just focusing on them because your twin flame is you. They're a mirror reflection of you. So when you are focusing on the outside of, oh, they're away from me, they're separate from me, I need to bring them closer, you are, what are they doing right now? You are actually um, perpetuating the idea of separation. You're seeing them outside of yourself. You're seeing them as separate from yourself, and you're basically affirming separation. That doesn't mean that you can't desire them. That doesn't mean that you can't contact them when you feel guided. That doesn't mean that when you notice something shift in their reality that you won't feel a certain way about it. But what it does mean is that you don't focus on them. You don't focus on how to get them. You focus on healing and loving within yourself where they're showing you that you're feeling separate in somewhere within yourself. And that is a process. That is what the mirror exercise is for. And I highly recommend to do the mirror exercise anytime you feel upset, anytime you feel impatient about your twin flame union. But you want to focus on you and your desires and your relationship with God and the purpose that you want to live in your life. And it seems counterintuitive, but that is how you manifest your twin flame. You focus on yourself, your twin flame mirrors that focus and they start to think more about you unconsciously. That doesn't mean that they're not focused on themselves in some way, but you are them, right? So as you focus on you, they focus on themselves. You end up focusing on each other because you are one. That's how this works. And that doesn't mean that you become their highest priority. They're still their highest priority. God is still their highest priority. But as you make time for yourself, they naturally make time for you, and it'll feel good because you have things in proper order. It's God, yourself, then your twin flame, and then everyone else. And so you want to honor that and focus in that priority as well. The next card is Balance. And I think this card gives a false sense of like balance your masculine and feminine. Um, Personally, I believe that you are either masculine or feminine. There is no like really in between. That doesn't mean that you can't identify as binary if that's what resonates with you. What I'm talking here is energetically. Energetically, you were either created masculine or feminine by God. And how it expresses itself on the outside is however feels good for you. But what I've found is that what you want to do is balance within yourself and claim your polarity, claim your role. Because if you're hanging on to for the divine feminines, if you're hanging on to masculine energy, or for the divine masculines, if you're hanging on to feminine energy and you're not allowing that to just be with your twin flame, because your twin flame is within you. So that's the feminine within you, that's the masculine within you, is your twin flame. And you allow your consciousness, your one being, to balance those between you. You know, that your twin flame being their polarity and yours, you being yours, you naturally come into a magnetic balance with each other. And not just that, but having balance in your life in general. Are you balanced in how you take care of yourself? Are you balanced in, you know, your foundation? Are you working? Are you playing? Are you giving to yourself? Are you supporting yourself? The balance that you have in your life is foundational to your union. So if you are taking care of yourself, you're supporting yourself, and you're claiming your true divine self, um, then that goes a long way in building your foundation and allowing your twin flame to come into your life and feel safe and accepted, because you're fully accepting yourself. Next card is feeling alone, and this has come up over the last card reading I did for the previous week. Had this too, and it feels like there's just this feeling in the consciousness that you have to do it by yourself, that you are walking this path alone, and your twin flames off partying, and no one understands 'cause nobody else is on this journey, unless you're in the communities that are actively going through this process. If you're trying to do this alone, you may feel very lonely. You may feel very isolated, and you're not meant to. You're meant to have support in your life, whether it be friends, a coach, um, a community that's surrounding you. You're not walking this path alone. And even deeper than that, God is always with you. Your divine self is always with you. Your twin flame in spiritual truth is always with you. You've never been separate. And when you start to really come into that and claim that support for yourself, claim that reality for yourself, you'll feel better on your journey, and it becomes easier to walk the path because you don't feel so isolated and alone. You don't have to feel alone. So claim that and give yourself the support and love that you need. And the bottom of the deck is choose your battles. And this really feels like discernment of what you want to do in your life, how you want to move forward. Some things require your immediate action, and some things are just kind of there to let you know that they're coming. And an example of this is, maybe you see your twin flame with a a third party, and you feel really upset about that. Make sure that you're addressing it within yourself, right? The way that you feel, not by going out and trying to convince your twin flame to come back, not by healing because you want to change the outside, but healing because you want to love yourself in a place where you're feeling bad and you're feeling hurt. The motivation for healing, the motivation for um, why you're doing this is very important, and where you put your focus is very important. You want to not give power to the illusion of separation, to the illusion that your twin flame is presenting you sometimes. If they're presenting you with upsets, if they're presenting you with the idea of separation in whatever form it takes, you don't have to accept that into your reality as being true. You do have to honor where you're at with it. You do have to honor their boundaries, but within yourself, you don't have to take that on and accept it as the ultimate truth of things. It's more of, I'm going to choose God's truth and not fight with ego, not fight with fear. Because when you fight fear, when you try to convince it otherwise, you're giving power to it. You're already accepting it as real and giving it power just by fighting it. So if you see your twin flame, and in that example with a third party, you affirm the truth in your heart. You're like, I know my twin flame is meant to be with me. I know that we're together in truth. I know that my twin flame loves me in truth. And just heal how you feel about it. You don't have to do anything on the external. You don't have to convince them. You heal within yourself. And as you heal, your twin flame will heal. And you'll naturally come together in the way that is most compassionate for everyone involved. God knows the way to do that. And you have to surrender to allow Him to do it. So be discerning of the truth, be discerning of where you put your energy and focus so that you can move forward in your journey and not get caught up in the trap of the illusion. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. If you'd like support on your twin flame journey, whether that be a one-on-one coaching session to help you move through your blocks or a personalized card reading so that you can understand your next steps and blocks to move through on your journey, you can find my services at SacredTwinFlameUnion.com, and I will see you all in the next video.